All right, we are back with segment 2 of the Remax Magnolia Real Estate Show. And, of course, we have the one, the only, Richard Cummins, which means it is a Wildcard episode.
It is so wild. It's been so wild already. If you guys made it through the first part, I mean...
Congratulations. You made it the second part.
Congratulations. Pour another cup of coffee. You'll need it.
We make more sense the more coffee you drink.
Hey, Curtis, did I tell you that you can get a hold of us through RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com?
Now you did, yes.
Yeah. You can call 778-598-1778.
Or just Google Remax Magnolia Realty.
That was my line.
See, I'm do it.
See, I was remember last time I was trying my voice.
Right.
But I don't think I have one. It's just mine.
Well, you know what? There's lots of ways they can find you. You're on First Ave, right in Mission. You got the beautiful store with the amazing display with all the various listings you guys have.
Yeah, you just have to step over me with the gutter there to find the front door. And,
you're usually playing your guitar anyway.
I'm playing my guitar with a little hat out.
That's right, making some extra cash.
That's
what the brokerage owner gets to do.
I'm with Randy T. Jalava. That's another. Have we talked about Randy T. Jalava?
I don't think we have.
He's a public figure. He sells his CDs in parking lots and.
Okay.
Well, that'll be an episode. Maybe that'll be a show.
Okay. I'm down.
I bought every incarnation of his. I bought the tape, the CD, and the cheap CD he made of the first one where he just burned it and photocopied it. Randy T. Jalava, folks. Go look him up. Give him some money. It's worth it. The album's called Understanding Love. He's been selling it for about 25 years.
That's about right.
And, all right, we're going to talk about office politics.
Office politics. Gee, I don't know anything about that.
No.
There's nothing like that ever in radio and the music industry.
Music industry, people get awards. There's just nothing but brotherhood.
There's a lot of love.
A lot of love.
There is a lot of love in the country scene, but I've also, been around long enough to see other aspects where there's not so much love.
Yeah, or different kinds of love, like P. Diddy.
Yeah, well, just know that we're not going there.
No, that is not happening, folks. In fact,
I'm putting my foot down.
No,
we're not going to be talking about P. Diddy on the show.
As we mentioned him.
Oh.
That's my fault, by the way. Yes, let's just say that the music industry is interesting, as is real estate, as is any sort of business where you have an office and a door and perhaps at least 5 people or more. Let's talk about something called victimitis.
Something that seems to be very prevalent in today's society.
And is it catching? No. The little poor me syndrome. They're doing it to me again. There's nothing I can do. I'm the victim.
You know what the problem is here, though? You got 2 Gen Xers talking about this, too, so we're sounding like, get off of my lawn right now.
Yeah, we're get off my lawn.
But we also, you know what? Say we want about Gen X. We were brought up a little differently, a little tougher.
I think. Yeah. Yes, grin and bear it.
My mom just had to point at the wooden spoon.
Yes. Yeah, the wooden spoon. And we, we were on a farm, so we had kindling, a little more sturdy. The wooden spoons would break, you see.
Yes.
Because they had those finger joints, and then you just...
I follow you. My kids are always like, Gen Xers, they make fun of us. I'm like, don't make fun of the Gen Xers. We're a tougher breed.
No, they say those born in the 70s. There's something, and it's like we walked uphill both ways to and from school.
Yeah. I just point out to my kids, I'm like, you know what? Until you guys came around, the baby boomers used to point at us and say we were lazy and had no work ethic.
Lazy, yeah. Gosh, if that's the case.
Now they're
let's just...
You guys work hard.
Yeah, wow. Like this is 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Hour lunch?
But like you're saying, there is a lot of poor me can happen in an office or anywhere for that matter. Why are everybody picking on me? Why am I not getting the good breaks? Why am I not selling homes? Why am I not getting the better shifts?
Yeah, and it's always, what are they doing? It's your fault, or it's, if you hadn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that. And sometimes there's that thing someone told me once, a guy who had a lot of wisdom, and he said, you find yourself in a situation like that, why don't you just, here I'm getting ahead of myself, but he said, just draw a circle around yourself and take it and start there. And now you can't point. Now start looking at the issue, from within this circle and see what, if anything pops up. How about
See, funny enough, I had a man much smarter than me say something similar, but him, it was about the pointing. When you point at somebody, 4 fingers are pointing, or 3 fingers are pointing back at you.
That's why I point at people with my entire
You
hand.
have to do the whole hand. That's right. Because that's just it. He goes, off, you're pointing at somebody, you're doing me wrong, but you're pointing back at yourself with 3 of your fingers.
It's true, and I think this unpacks a little bit of that. That is very wise. And you know what? It's always easier to point up to your employers or to whoever and say, you point upward, and you just end up demoralizing your crowd, your coworkers, and most importantly yourself when you do that, because you're acting like you don't have the ability or the empowerment to do something about it, which you always do.
Or take the responsibility for your own actions that might be causing you to not be able to move up.
Yeah, exactly. And because you're modeling cynicism, how, oh, you, get in here.
Yeah.
We've got something for you. It's the back door. Yes, it's what you just said. There's a journalist, PJ O'Rourke, quite a famous journalist, He goes, when we do find someone to blame, it's remarkable how often his picture turns up on your driver's license. And it's like, that's a funny way of saying it. But it's true, if you're honest. So if you want to be in an office or an environment where you're going to thrive, a real estate office is a perfect example. I know there's a lot of realtors listening. I know there's a lot of broker owners listening. I know there's a lot of people using real estate services. If you're using real estate services, you want an office that's not chaotic. You want an office that's going to have the time to take care of your needs rather than to be broiled inside chaos. And so that's, there's a lot of things you look for looking for a realtor. You're looking for realtors who have a certain point of view, and that positivity point of view. Who is it? What do they say? Every dark cloud has every silver lining has a dark cloud.
That's
Wait
right.
a second.
Well, but both, it works. They used to call me Silver Lining Boy at my old job up at
Really?
PG, because I would look at any situation and somehow try to find the positive out of it.
Mr. Blue Sky.
That's right. We just had a bunch of people laid off. Well, there's going to be more parking spots in the morning.
Silver lining.
And they're kind of looking at me going, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but now it won't be so hard to park when we come to work in the morning.
I'm going to call you SL.
Silver Lining Boys, what these called. SLB.
SLB.
Yeah.
That's better than other acronyms.
Yes, I've been called a lot worse.
Okay, I've got just a few points here. I won't belabor them, but it's you know what? If you find yourself around the water cooler and you're being toxic and you feel like your hands are tied, here's a few things. Try to understand the bigger picture. Try to understand your boss. This is something that people seldom do, is try to actually understand their boss. You're in the organization. These guys are paying you. They're cutting you a check. Here's a question. Do you know what keeps them awake at night?
Well, I know it's me.
It's you.
Oh, I know
it's Curtis. It's like,
what did you do today?
It's like, we'll know. We'll know, but I just can't sleep until. But, if we'd almost trade half of the things that keep us up at night to hand them off to other people and they wouldn't sleep for the rest of their lives. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. No. But how about you figure some of those things out and not just have some sympathy, but see what the goals and priorities about that and see where you fit in solving them. Take the initiative to keep communication channels. First thing toxic people do is they cut off and then they complain to other people. But you should be talking with the person who is the focal point of your complaint, because that's the only way you're going to get it fixed. Get the boss's input and review things. Sit down and say, well, what, I want to do this. Can I start doing this? Should I stop doing this? Again, it's a job. It's work. It's something you do that shouldn't encompass these deep aspects like your deepest emotions or your psyche and all this stuff. It's like, now I've been digging ditches and hitting roots, and I'm yelling at this ditch, giving it everything. But so I'm guilty too. But and it's just a ditch. It can't even help me back.
Those moments, but that's where self-awareness comes into play.
It's true.
And realizing, wait a minute, this is me right now. It's not the world is not against me.
That's right. The world isn't, and it usually isn't, and your boss usually isn't either. Being part of the solution, part of the problem, or your reactor or a leader. Focus on your energy on things you can control. Pick your battles. Not everything's a battle. Pick your battles, because mountains out of molehills, it's like crying wolf. Once everything's a problem, you're not going to be seen as someone who can take care of problems.
One of the best bosses I ever had, and her line always was, "Is this the hill you want to die on?" And you'd be like, "No," and she goes, "Well, there you go." Or you go, "Yes," and she goes, "I'm with you, win or tie."
Oh, win or tie.
Isn't there supposed to be another aspect to that?
Oh, win or tie. But
so I only can win or tie? Oh, okay.
Well,
that was your little joke to lose. I'm with you, win or tie.
That gets losing out of the
exactly.
equation.
Losing is an option.
I don't mind that. What was the serenity prayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
For picking your battles, I think it's God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Learn how your organizational game is played. Any office, like I was saying earlier, if you have 5 people or more, is going to have a culture. It's going to have a way of operating just organically. Learn that. Learn that first before you feel like you're a square peg in a round hole. You're in there for a reason. Someone hired you because they believed in you at the start. Don't take that for granted. Give some respect for that. And when it's the right situation, don't wait for permission. Do what it takes. Do the right thing. Step up. Be proactive. These skill sets will show themselves. Your proactiveness, without being told, will speak volumes more than the water cooler grumbling.
Mm-hmm.
It's seize the opportunity to learn, and everything is an opportunity to learn. I just say, on both ends, you realize that an office is probably in place because someone has been through this, and youth has idealism, then you grow into maturity. There's some maturity that went into creating something. It couldn't exist otherwise. So be part of it, get involved, seize, learn. Leonard Schlesinger, it's not up to you to change your boss, but you can change your situation. You can do this one of 3 ways: impose or relax constraints on the situation, work your way around the situation, or get out of the situation. And as we said in my day, lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way.
That's right. I have a list in my office, and it's a bunch of quotes from Richard Branson about leadership. And there's a guy that's, I like my billionaires just a little crazy.
Yes.
And Richard Branson fits the bill. But one of his big things is, be a leader, not a follower. That's just as simple as that. Like, lead, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah. Don't obstruct, because you know what? There are people there who either deserve the spot or have been fighting their whole lives for it. And if you've got it, it's like when they took the little piece of the Opry stage from the old Ryman and they put it, who said, I don't spend too much time there? People like Loretta Lynn, people like Dolly. And then the young guys are standing right in the middle singing their entire song. And they said, no, that's the sacred circle. Like, when you when you're in something like that, there's respect, there's history. And in the same way, learn that about your business, and you might actually be proud.
Mm-hmm.
What about that?
Yeah.
Be proud of yourself and be proud of something that you're doing. It's a good feeling too. It's good for you.
Absolutely. All right.
That's my thoughts on that, Curtis.
You know what? And I think that, it moves well beyond real estate to any offices. So I think that was a good chat.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad. I never thought of it that way.
All right. Well, if people want more information about the listings and what you guys do at Remax Magnolia, where can they go?
RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com, Curtis. Go there right now. We're waiting. 778-598-1778. And that phone number alone will probably solve 99.9% of your problems.
I'm holding you to that.
Yeah, okay.
Until next time. And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.